Alright, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, with peace and salutation. And peace and salutations to the Hakim out there spreading this truth like wildfire in all truthfulness and in all sincerity. And Shalom to the rest of the hopeful elect out there. Alright, I'm going to title this video HR 6090 and the disciples in the moonlight and the disciples in the moonlight, because this bill could actually ban parts of the scriptures, and that's what they're aiming at. And I got a Newsweek article, and they say it does not make it illegal, but we know the mainstream media has a history of downplaying things. But I'm gonna play you a clip of that trailer, man. I'm gonna play you a clip of that trailer for the disciples in the moonlight. Then I'm gonna read you that article. We gonna go into some scriptures. But yeah, let me get it right now. Actually, Salakia, get this. Hope y'all heard everything I said, because I have my headphones in. But let me play this.
Sir, ready to come check this out? You have no idea what you're up against.
I didn't do anything wrong.
We have purified this country from the hateful words of the Holy Bible.
I didn't think it was going to be like this.
This feels really rushed, doesn't it?
Are you with me on this?
These people are starving for the real word of God.
You're walking away from us!
And it's basically a movie that they got. You know how what Esau does with this predictive programming, but it's basically a movie that they releasing that basically says that basically shows how they gonna ban the scriptures, man. Yeah, it's a movie. Let me see this right here. The description: a reluctant leader heads up a team of 7. Well, they try to make it out like so-called Christians is gonna go through, which kind of are. They kind of are, because they're in the way of the New World Order. But really, we're the real ones that are. We're in the way. We're the ones that are really in the way. We're the ones that they're really coming after. If not for this truth coming out, man, these devils wouldn't be trying to aim at the scriptures like they are right now. But yeah, a reluctant leader heads up a team of 7 Christians and sent on smuggling Bibles to underground churches in a future America where the Bible is illegal and danger is around every corner. And let me check out the website. This is what it says. It says it's coming to theaters this summer. It says, what if the Bible was illegal in the United States of America? And according to prophecy, it will be. Let's get this Newsweek article because it's just beginning, man. I even got the bill. Republicans voting for a bill that could make quote-unquote Bible illegal outrages MAGA. MAGA conservatives voiced outrage at congressional Republicans voting for the Anti-Sem Awareness Act over concerns that it would make the Bible illegal. Congress on Wednesday passed the bill, which would require the Department of Education to use the IHRA working. You already know what it stands for. It says right there. You know, yeah. Working definition of anti-S-ism when enforcing anti-discrimination laws. It comes as colleges across the U.S. have seen pro-Palestinian protests and critics, shit, bro, I already said it. That critics say at times have allegedly veered into anti-S-ism. And quote-unquote anti-S-ism is a certain perception of, you know, of the small hats, the tunnel boys, which may be expressed as hatred towards tunnel boys. Rhetorical and physical manifestations of anti-S-ism are directed towards tunnel boys or non-tunnel boy individuals and or their property towards tunnel boy community institutions and tunnel boy religious facilities. The definition reads, which it goes further into certain scriptures that you can't say because it's so-called the scriptures are so-called anti-S. The bill drew bipartisan criticism with both Dems and Republicans voting against it. Critics argue the bill, if signed into law, stifles free speech that is protected by the U.S. Constitution and is overly broad in its definition of anti-S-ism, pointing to the definition including Salakia, quote-unquote, claiming that the existence of a state, of a so-called state of Israel is a racist endeavor. Ultimately, 91 members of Congress voted against it. Some conservatives are taking issue with the bill over the IHRA definition of anti-S-ism, including claims of tunnel boys killing, you know, whom the world eagerly knows as Jesus, but his name is Yahushai. Which, you know, they're not the people. They are not the people. So, they didn't do that. Our people did it. Or, blood, quote-unquote, blood libel, arguing that it could mean that parts of the Bible would now become illegal. Not just that part, but other parts as well. You know, exposing the tunnel boys. While the definition in the bill does classify the idea. Oh, okay. It says it doesn't, but we know the mainstream media know how to get down. We're involved in killing whom the world eagerly knows as JC as anti-S. It does not make the Bible illegal, which it does make parts of it if you look at it, but you know the script, they're not gonna like admit it, bro. Like they're gonna try to downplay it, you know. It doesn't make it illegal. Even if it doesn't make it illegal everywhere, or in just some places those verses can't be read, or it's could be taken as a form of discrimination. It's like a start. It's like a beginning of it, and it sets a precedent for other laws that will aim at the scriptures. But anyways, back on the article. The bill's text state that it will require the Education Department to take into consideration the definition of anti-S-ism as part of the department's assessment of whether the practice was motivated by anti-S intent when investigating allegedly anti-S incidents. Yeah. Which they could consider that an anti-S incident, man. Reading those certain scriptures towards a tunnel boy, you know. It could be considered an anti-S incident. It doesn't say a violent incident. It could just be that incident, you know. Newsweek reached out to the office of House Speaker Mike Johnson for comment via email. Concerns about the bill making the Bible illegal were shared by high-profile conservatives. Quote-unquote, did the House of Representatives just make parts of the Bible illegal? Posted conservative commentator Charlie Kirk to X, formerly Twitter. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene posted, Anti-S is wrong. Anti-S-ism is wrong, but I will not be voting for the Anti-S-ism Awareness Act of 23, H.R. 6090. Today that could convict so-called Christians and real ones of anti-S-ism for believing that gospel that says, you know, whom the world ignorantly knows as JC, was really Yahushua, was handed over to Herod to be crucified by the, you know who, the Tunnel Boys. Which they didn't do it. They didn't do it, man. They didn't hand Yahushua over because they're not the people. But this could set a precedent, you know. Congress votes to make the Bible illegal hate speech. I guess I'll see you all in jail, wrote Lauren Witzke, a former Republican Senate candidate in Delaware. Quote unquote, if you support this quote unquote anti-S-ism hate speech bill, not only are you spitting on the First Amendment, you're openly denying the Bible as well, quote unquote, wrote Blaze TV host Lauren Chin. The idea that because y'all are not the people, man. And Pope Benedict, did he write the scriptures? The real Jews, they did hand Yahushua over. It's the truth, you know. Well, they were still the leaders. Well, only temple authorities, well, they riled the other people up to say Barabbas, 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 Barabbas. So the real Jews, as in the real Judites, not them, were responsible for handing Yahushua over. But you know Esau, man, they gonna continue. They gonna use this as a ploy. You know, they're gonna use this as a ploy. This sets a precedent, basically a precedent, which a precedent is, let me get it, there you go, definition, hurry up. A precedent, well, it's also what it means. It's like a precedent, you know, because it's not a court decision I'm referring to, but it's like one, you know. It's like it sets the stage for it. Precedent refers to a court decision that is considered as authority for deciding subsequent cases involving identical or similar facts or similar legal issues. Precedent is incorporated into the doctrine of stare decisis, which I don't know what that is. Stare decisis is probably pronounced like that, and requires courts to apply the law in the same manner to cases with the same facts. So with stare decisis, stare decisis, that is to stand by things decided. That's what that means. It's a legal principle that directs courts to adhere to previous judgments or judgments of higher tribunals while resolving the case with allegedly comparable facts, which You know, it basically sets the stage, is what I'm saying. But this is what the text of the bill says: to provide for the consideration of wait, the text of the bill. Let me get it. That's like the. Let me get this. The bill provides statutory authority for the requirement that the Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights take into consideration the IHRA's working definition of anti-S-ism when reviewing or investigating complaints of discrimination based off race, color, or national origin in programs or activities that receive federal financial assistance. According to the IHRA's working definition, anti-S-ism is a certain perception of I already said it, so-called, add the so-called to it, tunnel boys, man, which may be expressed as hatred towards tunnel boys. But yeah, man, it sets the stage for it, is what it does, because if similar laws can be passed. Yeah, if you read them that scripture, they could consider that, oh, he's trying to discriminate against us, or something like that. Could be used. And right now it's in colleges and shit, but or in schools. But it could spread further. They could use this to pass a law that goes even further into well, it comes close to banning the scriptures. It comes close to it, closer than before. So it's incrementalism. But it can be used to set the stage for the scriptures to eventually be banned as hate speech. It could be used as a legal precedent, sort of like that. Well, we did this and we got away with it, and so we can go further and encroach even more into the freedom of speech. We can go further into it, and further and further and further, until it's banned. Hold on, though. There's another bill that's being proposed, though, that goes. Hold on. Let me get it. Let me get that shit. Hold on. It could be about that, could not. There's a specific bill that hold on. Yeah. Hold on. the real ones did. The real Jews did. The Judites did hand Yahushua over, all people. This is what I was looking for. Newly proposed law would strip non-profit status. Now this goes further. From all organizations across America that criticize the so-called State of Israel. It is receiving almost no media attention, but a new bill in Congress threatens to remove non-profit status from all organizations in America that in any way criticize the so-called State of Israel. House Resolution 6408, quote unquote, to amend the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 to terminate the tax-exempt status of, T-word supporting organizations. And S.1436 stipulate that nonprofits will be expected to support the State of Israel no matter what, or else face punishment by the IRS. Both companion bills were passed with bipartisan support from both Democrats and Republicans. Quote unquote, this will give a single U.S. official authority to strip U.S. nonprofits organizations of their nonprofit status in a preemptory manner with virtually no limitations, accountability, or meaningful recourse based merely on the declaration that they are T-word supporting organizations. Tweeted Lara Friedman, D.C. president of the Foundation for Middle East Peace. The express target of this legislation is orgs involved in supporting protests against Israel's so-called war on Gaza. Well, actually, why did I say so-called? My bad. Against the so-called State of Israel's war on Gaza. Most notably, SJP, Students for Law, Justice, and Peace-Time. You know how we gotta do it. But of course, if passed into law, it could be used against any tax-exempt org working for an objective disfavored by the admin in power. If you don't support Israel 100%, the so-called State of Israel 100%, Zionists consider you a terrorist. Even in our own comment section, there are folks that routinely drop a line about how those who oppose the so-called State of Israel's genocide in Gaza are terrorists, which is the same position the Zionists and government hold as they chip away at Americans' First Amendment rights, by strictly declaring all speech against Israel to be anti-Semitic. Oh, I already said it, my bad. Zionists are able to brand anyone opposed to the so-called State of Israel's genocide as basically a member of Hamas who hates Tunnel Boys, including bizarrely Tunnel Boys who also oppose what the so-called State of Israel is doing in the Middle East. The intent behind the bill, the targeting of groups engaged. Well, this is the so-called intent. Behind the bill, the targeting of groups engaged in protests for Palestinian rights lives has been made explicit. E.g., here's the chair of the House Ways and Means Committee when it was marking up passing the bill last November. Friedman further, quote-unquote, Friedman further tweeted referring to this hearing, which if you are interested can be viewed below. Remember, U.S. charitable organizations, like all U.S. entities, are already barred by law from providing material support for T-word and already face intense scrutiny, quote unquote. There is still time to stop these bills from being passed and signed into law, but it is going to take a lot of grassroots effort since the media is all but ignoring their existence. It would seem as though the government and media are working in cahoots to keep this particular legislation a secret, since it will not directly affect most Americans in a noticeable way. It will, however, chip away at the rights of those who care about the innocent lives in Gaza that are being slaughtered by the not a Jew regime. The goal of the new legislation is to dispense with the due process, including the need for evidence afforded under law to targeted groups, empowering a single U.S. official to act as prosecutor, judge, jury, and executioner of U.S. orders with appointment with the viewpoints that the official disagrees with, quote unquote. Quote unquote. Those who prioritize shutting down pro-Palestine protests above all may view this legislation as excellent news. Those concerned with Palestinian rights / lives, and those who view with concern the rapid erosion of free speech / protest rights in the U.S. may disagree. Quote unquote. Either way, it is remarkable that this legislation, which has profound implications for protest / free speech in the U.S., is going so far going pretty much unnoticed. The Zionist lobby is in a panic over awaiting support for endless wars and genocide, and may have to start saying something else for it, in Gaza. Learn more at so-called stateofisraelcollapse.com, which you can see what it really says. But yeah, man, these devils. Hey, that means even for you, if this get passed, and it probably will, IUIC, organizations like y'all, if y'all continue to criticize the state of Israel, y'all could have that non-profit taken from y'all, man, or some shit like that, or fined or some shit. Hey, you sell out camps, y'all ain't exempt from the persecution, man. Which let me get that Isaiah 28. Isaiah 28. And 14. Wherefore hear ye the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, ye scornful men that rule this people which is in Jerusalem. Verse 15. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we in agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us, for we have made lies a refuge, and other falsehood have we hid ourselves. Verse 16. Therefore thus saith Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste. Verse 17, judgment will I also will I lay to the line, and righteousness to the plummet, and the hail shall sweep away the refuge of lies, and the water shall overflow the hiding place. Verse 18, and your covenant with death shall be disannulled, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. When the overflow and scourge shall pass through, and ye shall be trodden down by it. I'll read on down. From the time that it goes forth, it shall take you. From morning by morning shall pass over. This is just the beginning. By day and by night it shall be a vexation only to understand the report. Verse 20, for the bed is shorter than a man can stretch himself on it, and the covering narrower than he can wrap himself in it. So, yeah, you sellout camps are through as well. Y'all are not exempt from the persecution. In fact, y'all will not be protected, unlike the elect, which will be protected. Isaiah 59 and 19. So shall they fear the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, then the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai shall lift up a standard against them. Verse 20, the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them to turn from transgression, and Jacob say, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai. And so, can you see the difference? Versus y'all are gonna meet. Hey, Esau is gonna have his way with y'all, you know. You sellouts. You know, that brings me to a totally different point than what I was gonna bring out, but that's how the spirit goes sometimes. House of, it says house of God, but we know his name, you know. (1 Peter 4 and 17). For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai. And if you first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai? Verse 18, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? The elect will scarcely be saved, man. Scarcely be saved. So where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Yeah, this devil, he's about to come down with great wrath. Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Verse 13, when the dragon saw that he was cast into the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child. Which, that's Yasharallah. You even go read down to 17. And the dragon was wroth with, well, skip to 17, yeah. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of Yahweh, and have the testimony of Yahushai Hamashiach. One of the things this devil is going to be used to institute, ultimately Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is bringing this about, because the doors of mercy are closing. But one of the things that's going to happen is the famine of the word. And that's Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Verse 12, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east they shall run to and fro, to seek the word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and shall not find it. Verse 13, and that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst. Verse 14, they that swear by the sin of Samaria, and say, thy power, O Dan, liveth, and the manner of Beersheba liveth. Even they shall fall and never rise up again. And they came back. Those 2/3 are back here today. And they're going to experience the same thing. Ain't nothing new under the sun. So, yeah. Because the same people are here. So let me get Hold on. And this devil, he's tired of being exposed, man. He's tired of it. So of course, that's one of the moves he's gonna make to ban the scriptures. But yeah. And Yahweh Shem Yahushai is using them to bring about the famine of the word. Psalm 17 and 13, Arise, O Yahweh Shem Yahushai, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Verse 14, from men which are thy hand, O Yahweh Shem Yahushai, from men of the world which have a portion in this life, whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. That's Esau all day, man. He is the wicked. He is the sword. That's his blessing. But yeah, with that, I hope this video was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim out there spreading this truth like wildfire in all truthfulness and in all sincerity. And shalom to the rest of the hopeful elect out there. Stay strong. Ababa, dead to Babylon. Abala Adawamium, dead to these other nations. Abala Gawayim. Abala Adawamium, I always get them too confused. Abala Adawamium, dead to these Edomites. Abala Gawayim, dead to these other nations. Abala Ayabim, now with dead to our enemies, the rest of our enemies being 2/3 of these so-called black people, Latinos, Native Americans, and Israelite foreigners, aka speckled birds looking like the other nations. All y'all, two-thirds of you Hebrew Israelites out there, y'all gonna go, y'all gonna die that death by pain, as well as wicked as Israelites scattered outside of Babylon to the four corners of the earth, and in these Caribbean and Northern Kingdom and other Northern Kingdom countries that ain't gonna repent. Death by pain is also coming to y'all, but in a different way, because nukes are mainly gonna hit Babylon, which those who know where Babylon the Great is know what I'm talking about. And as well as that state of Israel, the nukes will hit both places. Wiping this place out, and most of our people are in captivity in, and cleaning our land of those tunnel boys that don't belong there. They're imposters. But you 2/3, well, not 2/3, just wicked, rebellious Israelites that are scattered to the four corners of the earth outside Babylon. Y'all gonna die other deaths by pain, like by wild beasts, by famine, by pestilence, these different pestilences, and other forms of the sword. And if some of y'all are still alive when the Yahushua comes back, y'all don't repent, y'all gonna get put to death. We're gonna purge out the rebels. But that's when we're in our power. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Batazah, I'll be a part of that number. It's not right now, so don't get it twisted, Esau. Know you're listening. Alright, shalom. Stay strong. Ababa Ball. Wa Yashar Allah forever. Shalom.